Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely transform your approach to AI. We're shifting away from using it as a simple chatbot oracle and moving into a rigorous, fully controlled research environment using the August 2026 Gemini ecosystem. If you've been treating AI as just a quick Q&A machine, well, you're about to seriously upgrade your workflow.
Right off the bat, here is the complete ecosystem workflow we're mastering today. Starting with a research question, moving to Gemini Deep Research, editing that research plan, taking it into Gemini Notebook, and finally generating our output and analysis. Before we really get going, it's absolutely crucial that we clarify our tools because there is a major paradigm shift between these two environments. Gemini apps represent open exploration. They use the expansive nature of the web and integrated tools to explore freely. Gemini Notebook, on the other hand, is a tightly controlled, source-specific environment. It's bounded interrogation. Basically, it's a project-specific collection where the AI answers based exclusively on the documents you feed it. We kick off this whole workflow using Gemini Deep Research. Now, this isn't your standard prompt and response feature. It doesn't just spit out an immediate chatbot answer. Instead, it acts as an agentic researcher. It literally takes the time to investigate, read, and synthesize vast amounts of information across hundreds of websites and files. It's an extended, multi-step operation designed for the heavy lifting. Okay, phase 1, open investigation and seeing deep research in action. Let's ground this in a real-world, professional case study. We're going to investigate international development, specifically looking at whether adaptive management improves program effectiveness. Listen to the specificity of this prompt. Instead of a basic one-sentence question, a professional researcher defines the exact types of empirical evidence required, the comparison dimensions, and the specific limitations and gaps to look out for. We are setting incredibly strict guardrails from the very first keystroke. And here's the magic. Once you submit that prompt, Gemini Deep Research doesn't just run off blindly. It pauses. It actually proposes a structured research plan outlining exactly how it intends to investigate your prompt. It lays out the core sub-questions, the scope of the investigation, the required evidence types, and how it plans to handle missing perspectives. It's literally showing you its homework before doing the actual work. This brings us to a massive teaching moment, the edit plan feature. This is so crucial because it ensures the AI is only proposing the strategy. You, the human researcher, retain total, absolute control to direct the investigation. Let's say the AI didn't include a search for methodological limitations. Well, you can just manually add that requirement before it even starts. The AI proposes, but you direct the ship. You also have incredibly strict source control at this stage. You can configure your investigation to solely use Google Search for discovering external evidence from the open web, or you can combine that with your internal Google Drive files. Think past program evaluations, uploaded PDFs, internal spreadsheets. You can merge all of that to create a custom hybrid evidence base. You decide exactly where the AI is allowed to look. Once you review that plan and hit start, Deep Research takes several minutes to execute this massive operation. It searches the sources, reads the documents, investigates the claims, and synthesizes the findings. It all culminates in a highly detailed, fully cited research report. You're getting a comprehensive document full of claims and coverage that you can actually verify against the original sources. All right, let's move into phase 2, structured interrogation, and transitioning over to Gemini Notebook. After generating that initial open web discovery, we transition right into Gemini Notebook to perform our bounded analysis. Think of Gemini Notebook as your dedicated project repository. You can seamlessly import those deep research web findings, upload PDFs, and link your Google Docs and Sheets. And what's absolutely fantastic here is that those imported Google Drive files are auto-updated. They sync on their own, meaning your evidence base is always completely current. So with our sources locked in, we can start the real work. We can ask Gemini Notebook to build an evidence matrix for us. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the sheer power of bounded research. By structuring our sources into a matrix, organizing them by method, context, findings, and limitations, we expose methodological differences. We can compare contexts and evaluate the strength of the evidence side by side. We aren't just summarizing anymore, we are organizing complex data to find hidden patterns. Just think about how much time that saves you when conducting a massive literature review. And once we have that matrix, we can actively interrogate our corpus by asking targeted questions like, which sources disagree about the effectiveness of adaptive management? Within this bounded notebook, we move way beyond simple summarization. We start actively exposing contradictions and glaring gaps in the literature. We're literally testing the evidence against itself. Now, what makes this incredibly powerful in 2026 is a massive, game-changing upgrade. Gemini Notebook is now equipped with a secure cloud computer. Let that sink in. It can natively write and execute code to analyze your data on the fly. It can instantly generate visual charts, construct detailed spreadsheets, and even build entire slide decks right from your evidence matrix. It's moved from just chatting with PDFs to generating actual, tangible research outputs. Because your notebooks think seamlessly across the Google ecosystem, it is vital to remember a key distinction in grounding here. Querying your notebook inside the standalone Gemini Notebook app restricts its answers strictly to your uploaded sources. However, if you query that exact same notebook inside Gemini apps, it allows the AI to pull from your notebook plus the open web and other tools. This gives you the ultimate flexibility to choose between strict bounded analysis or expansive discovery at any given moment.
Let's wrap up by looking at the ecosystem advantage and why you'd choose Gemini for research. The crucial takeaway here is that this ecosystem is uniquely powerful because it isn't just one isolated tool. It integrates the entirety of Google Search, provides that vital editable planning phase, enforces granular source control, and allows you to seamlessly move between open exploration and strict hallucination-resistant bounded analysis. Plus, with native code execution, you're analyzing and formatting data all in one single place. Ultimately, this ecosystem proves something really important. While AI is an incredible, tireless research assistant, you are the architect of the investigation. You plan it, you control the sources, and you interrogate the findings. Which leaves us with a fascinating thought. As these tools take on more and more of the heavy lifting of data discovery, how will they continue to evolve and elevate true, human-led research? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go test out this workflow for yourself.